One thing, I think there was a lot of expectation for you coming into the competition. I know Simon kept saying, like, oh, the expectations are high.
There's so much hype about you.
There was a lot written about you before you really even sang your first live performance.
It was
Did you expect that coming in? I mean, you knew your history
surprise?
It was amazing and it was flattering, but I think it set the bar like way high for me at an early stage, and people in the show would maybe forget their lyrics or do different things in their songs that the judges would praise them on and call them human for doing it, but I would sing my song and it wasn't good enough every time.
Or be indulgent when you did Blackbird, which was so beautiful, and he called it indulgent.
He called the song indulgent.
Right. I thought the song was indulgent.
Indulgent?
Yeah, I didn't like the song at all.
Which I thought was very strange, being that it's, about somebody standing up on a bus and talking about their rights, speaking out for their rights, which, I don't know, I thought it was kind of strange, but he has to, it's a TV show and he has to say something, and I was confused about Blackbird. Sometimes maybe he's just putting it in there so that people will fight for me to stay in. You never know what's going through the mind of Mr. Cowell, but he always has some sort of good reason for what he says. So,
what about there's that contingent of Idol fans who was like, no, Carly shouldn't be able to be on Idol because she had a chance in the past, and
isn't that funny though that half of the top 24 had a record too? I don't know. I was kind of like singled out. I guess that there was obviously articles written with figures and facts that were completely untrue,
and you got the brunt of that press for sure.
I think it was because of the facts and figures that people just kind of like, I don't know where these journalists pick stuff out of like the sky and call it fact, but it happens, and I just had to deal with it very early on. But it was very funny that half of the contestants were getting so furious that they felt bad for me, because it was like every day there was something new, and they actually joked that they had actually more experience than I had had. So,
and as if you should have quit when you were 20, because like, oh well, I should just quit now. Didn't work out, so never going to try this again.
I mean, doesn't it mean that I really, I'm working really hard for it, and that I really wanted it? And,
which is something you said right after your audition, when you were like, I'm going to work so hard, which I think is interesting. You don't hear a lot in music about I'm going to work hard.
I think it's important to work hard. I don't believe that everybody should just be handed, life on a platter. It should be, somewhat of a struggle, and I want to earn it. I really want to earn everything that I get from now on, and I just think the future looks very bright, and I'm going to take the bull by the horns and enjoy every minute. I really am.
Well, it's interesting because you had that moment when they showed it in the montage when you were leaving about,
it was so
very
funny.
Moving. I mean, crying and...
I know. And Ryan Seacrest was laughing. He's like, you're crying there, but you're not crying there, and you're leaving. I was like,
You talked about your dreams slipping through your fingers. Did you feel... I mean, you took the elimination really well. You were so poised.
I just felt like it was like my last moment, and why cry and... I don't know, I wanted to remember it, and I wanted to be a part of my last moment rather than, being upset and, forgetting everything that happened. So I just wanted to be able to say thank you to the judges. And you brought us this far. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very happy. I'm not upset that I'm going home. I'm okay.
You should be.
A lot of people think, Simon was hard on me, but he put me through, in the first place. And so did, Randy and Paula. They believed in me, and I wanted to say, thank you to both of them and say goodbye and not be...
Hold it together.
Yeah, I didn't see it as a bad thing that I got eliminated. I see it as like I'm able to go and make a record now and not have a theme night where I have to fit into.
Well, sixth place obviously is really good.
Yeah,
I mean, when you talk about them making
people.
a record, like obviously, 19 gets the option of they pick up certain contestants. What if that doesn't happen for you? Do you, at some point, like I talked about this with several of the contestants who've been here through before, and Amanda was like, I'll chase the unicorn for a while, I'm not going to chase it forever. I mean, do you think I am going to make a record if I have to pay for it myself and do it, or do you fight for that deal and see if it happens, and if it doesn't, 5 years down the road, you know?
I think I have a lot of offers already, so I think I'm going to be okay.
It's going to be all right, Mike. It's going to be okay.
I've been stressing about this for a week.
Whether I put out an independent record or whether I put out, a major label record, I'm still going to make music. I don't think I can help but be creative. So I
so your fans do not need to stress out.
No, not at all. I mean, I've written a lot and over the years, and I didn't really write while I was on Idol. It was kind of my brain was in another place. But definitely being on tour, what an opportunity that's going to be to write. And I have a clear picture in my mind of exactly who I want to be, and I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited for the future, and I'm definitely excited to make a record that I'm really proud of. And obviously my lyrics are not going to be about sunshine and rainbows, but I like more interesting lyrics, and I'm cool. I'm ready to, I've had a lot of experience in my life, and I have a lot to say.